as we have seen in Ultimate. Has seen the absolute apex of these tournament results. I believe former top 10 in the world. May well be the highest ranking Yoshi in the game's history, and there have been some very good ones. But nonetheless, we are going to get into it. Pokemon Stadium 2 for game number 1. Ryuoh breaking out the Diddy Kong yet again. We're going to see now just how potent this Diddy can be, but Yoshidora, the well-placed hitboxes, knows how to exert that pressure all too well. And this is an absolute monster from range. Doing things with this character that we previously thought impossible. I know it's very true that we have seen Yoshi succeed at majors in the past. Very recently, in fact, we saw Pharaoh, the best Yoshi in North America, continuing on the tradition of Yoshis like Suarez and Raptor with that Yoshi, that King of the NA Yoshi's title remaining in Tri-State. Pharaoh, the purple Yoshi from Jersey. But Yoshidora, my goodness, what a talent this gentleman is. Ryuoh, however, giving him a little bit of a fight. Yoshidora is going to claim first blood. And again, just really good pressure up close, making Ryuoh's question the movement just a little bit. It's something for Ryuoh to have to adjust to. And it will not be easy considering what Yoshidora has been able to do to opponents in the past. The lockers. The wins in Yoshidora's locker. Certainly nothing to scoff at. And the combo potential of this character. Carrying him all the way up, take him off the platform, put him back on, and then almost put him in the blast zone. Egg into Nair. Why not? Nice little finisher there. 89% on the board for Ryuoh, and you need to take this stock. You needed to take this stock approximately yesterday. Eventually you do. It is going to be first blood on Ryuoh's behest. Maybe too little too late, and we're going to see just a little bit more damage put on by Ryuoh. Up tilt, Ryuoh kind of walking into that one. And again, you do move quite freely if you are Diddy, but you do need to be judicious about it. It is not going to be any sort of free thing. Ryuoh, though, such a talented player. The results that are in Ryuoh's bag, nothing to shake a stick at. Banana peel in this case. We're just going to lay off of those punts as we continue on with the action. Yoshidora still with a considerable lead, but getting tagged up with Jetpack. I have to think that tactic has a shelf life, but nonetheless, Yoshidora continuing on. And well done. That's a trade that you need to win as Ryuoh. Obviously, Yoshidora getting so much value out of that, but what a hefty dinosaur this is. Hanging on at 175. Feet touching back to the ground. It took a confirm with the banana peel to get Yoshidora down to last stock. Ryuoh hanging on at 116. I don't think you're seeing Diddy survive all that much longer, and indeed, Yoshidora, as written, so it is done. And the king of the dinosaurs taking it. And that is going to be the game 1 victory for the current number 30 in the world, Yoshidora. Again, the results all time for Yoshidora, absolutely incredible. A top 8 finish at last year's Supernova, a 3rd place finish at Kagaribi in 2023. I believe Umebura finishing 3rd place, only losing in 5 games, losers finals to Doramigi, who, as we know, making that ascent to the number 1 spot in the world. As we go to game number 2, second first, same as the first, perhaps. Ryuoh is going to try to change that tune. Yes, Yoshidora's all-time results are absolutely something to behold. Yoshidora still trying to find that consistent success at Sumabato, doing well to find it at the last edition. Last one was an A tier and only going out in loser side to level 1 in loser semis. But it was, again, a strange result that wound up putting Yoshidora in losers in the first place. That last time, a 3-0 loss to Shion. Or Shion, excuse me. The hero, of course. Yoshidora taking that stock. Beautifully so. But that was in Winners Top 32, and it was a run in loser's side that wound up taking Yoshidora to that 4th place finish. We're seeing a similar run here, strangely enough, where we have this would be Yoshidora's 4th straight set in loser's side. Ryuoh, maybe a little unfortunate to find himself here as well, but seeing someone say nice, and I don't recall saying that particular number even once. Nonetheless, it is going to be Ryuoh evening the score, at least in stock count, and maybe just a little bit in terms of damage, trading blows off of the edge, flying through the air, dancing like dragonflies. The roll is going to be caught. The banana peel. We are seeing an absolute food fight on the ledge of Pokemon Stadium 2, and you got to think that the principal is going to get called eventually. Beautiful use of the banana peel. Yoshidora knows the item play. Faced a few Diddies in his time, has the Yoshi. Banana peel, just get rid of it. Relatively consequence-free. Trying to tag up Yoshidora with this banana peel. And doing quite well with it. It must be said. Caught. Not quite of consequence, but still Ryuoh scratching and clawing their way back into contention in this set. However, you can even up the score against... Oh, what an angle that down tilt sent at. Or was that down smash, actually? Folks, it's moving pretty fast. I'll fully admit that to you. Oh, the dash grab is missing. Could have been punished, but Ryuoh in no position to do so. Going to be sent all the way across the stage. Hanging at that left ledge. It is going to be the jetpacks. Oh, just when you think you have the answers, Ryuoh changes the questions. And now it's the Diddy with the lead, tentative as it may be, and trying to pack on the extra credit, gets himself some distance. And going to utilize the banana peel. Again, this tactum doing quite well for a monkey flip as well. The options, both in movement and in terms of making it a hitbox or a grab, certainly coming in handy. Versatility is the key when you're having to deal with Yoshidora, because the amount of options, the amount of pressure that Yoshidora can put on you certainly is something to consider. Whiffing on the F smash, and Ryuoh is going to be made to pay for it. Yoshidora hanging on with triple digits. You're going to need just a little bit more to take down this dinosaur. We have seen this from Yoshidora in the past, however. The resilience, the overall gumption, the panache of this dinosaur. What can we say? Oh, we can say Ryuoh almost telling him to GTFO, and no, I'm not going to say what that means. Very close to a win there, but still hanging on at 165. The survivability of Yoshi again. Commendable stuff. Yoshidora knows how to pilot this thing. Homo was looking for some absolutely devious stuff with the forward air. Yoshidora almost finding it as well. But it will be Ryuoh who cleans it up with that back air. And it is 1-all through 2 games. Yoshidora is going to have stage counter pick, and we are indeed going back to stadium. Ryuoh, an absolutely commendable player in his own right. I mean, you're talking about someone who is 57 in the world in the past global rank. And this is someone who, again, this Diddy, taking inspiration, obviously, from those Diddies who might be ranked above him, but still carving his path in his own right, doing quite well at some of these other tournaments, finishing first place at a B tier, beating Akakikus as a matter of fact in grand finals of that one. This is in 3 years. It's going on 3 years ago, but still decent showings at a couple of Sumabatos. In fact, fifth place at an S tier, but maybe needed a better showing in that first stock, as Yoshidora is going to get out to a pretty decent lead early on. Again, Yoshidora showing the quality that brought him to the heights of top 10 in the world. Still hanging on here. Banana peels, flipping all over them, and it's going to be a down throw into the forward air. Parry the pop gun, because why not? Oh, and again, we almost saw some shenanigans with those jetpacks. We saw Ryuoh get a stock out of that in that game number 2. Could they make their presence known yet again? Looking for some eggs. Hang on, jetpack. Ooh. Okay, put him in an egg this time. The amount of characters in this game that weaponize food items is we are going to reflect upon that when there's not a game on the screen. In the meantime, Ryuoh is going to draw things up to 2 stocks apiece, but Yoshidora quickly puts an end to that. 186 as Diddy. Yeah, you're not surviving very long. Yoshidora makes sure of it. 2-1 to the dinosaur. But Ryuoh more than capable of making up that gap and is looking to prove as such here. Yoshidora coming very close to turning garbage into gold at the ledge. Turn that situation around on Ryuoh. Ryuoh was maybe a little fortunate to get away with that with minimal damage. Taking it back to neutral, however, Yoshidora still winning a good amount of these interactions. This goes to show just how well practiced Yoshidora is. That, oh man, that seemed like that air dodge could have been ill-advised. Ryuoh is more than happy to take advantage. A combo that carries Yoshidora across the river Styx and into the awaiting arms of Hades. But still alive. As long as you've got that one stock, you've got that chip in a chair. Still hanging on. Ryuoh, however, going to take a chance, going all in with the monkey flips. Taking Yoshidora up to triple digits. But again, you need just a little bit more damage to put him into a consistent kill percent, or you just need a banana and a fist. Ryuoh is going to take a 2-1 lead in this set. And Yoshidora, the 30th ranked player in the world, stares into the abyss for the first time in this Sumabato bracket. Yoshidora, we talked about this surprising result going down to Faya, in fact, at the outset of top 32. It was a 3-1 game, and maybe you could see that with Faya doing pretty well for himself with the Pirate Mithra. But nonetheless, it is surprising to see these newer names taking on some of the best that the world has to offer, and indeed leveraging their matchup knowledge to take down a bigger name. Certainly, you saw some of that when earlier on in the game's life cycle, players like Fatality or Nick C losing to Pichus that were maybe on the come up. I want to say that's how Black Twins got his initial recognition, was taking out either Fatality or Nick C at a big moves. But we can reminisce later on. Right now, we can talk about Ryuoh taking on Yoshidora and winning. However, Yoshidora taking Ryuoh off the ledge into an advantageous position, well scouted with the with the F tilt. Chain up tilt that caught Ryuoh on the ledge there. So I'll correct myself when I can. I'm solo casting. Give me a little grace. Oh, but that is yeah. I believe that was an up tilt that wound up sending Ryuoh up over the top. 2 stocks apiece. Now Yoshidora very quickly making up this deficit. Up air into nair. I mean, the amount of power that Yoshi has in the aerial arsenal is absolutely insane. Certainly have to appreciate it. It's just like, yeah, like the down air, for example. You know, the one that's a multi-hit and does 30 hits of damage. Yeah, that's the worst one. And Ryuoh is going to seed that second stock, being pushed just too low below the ledge. That is not where chimpanzees live. They have to live at a little bit of a higher altitude. The things you learn from Smash Brothers, let me tell you. You also learn that dinosaurs float, in all fairness, but that's neither here nor there. It's it's a little late here, can you tell? 2 stocks to 1, an advantage of Yoshidora. Sitting at 160%, and again, the survivability of Yoshi. Sight to behold, one of the reasons I myself favored Yoshi for quite some time. That my main in Melee. Playing that growing up, certainly liked it. Forward air, not going to find the mark. And looking for a forward air to maybe finish the job in this game number 4, will not find it. Ryuoh taking a lower path and winds up saving his life and getting a stock combination at the left side. Should say stage right, camera left, but whatever it is, could this be the final act of Yoshidora's hero story here at Sumabato? It would be a disappointing result for Yoshidora. Certainly not the result that he was looking for. But Ryuoh on the cusp of doing it, but still a single hit away of taking this thing to a game 5 is Yoshidora. Cartwheels, back airs. Gotta like what Ryuoh is able to do here, building it up brick by brick. And hang on a second. Are we seeing Ryuoh put the kibosh on Yoshidora's run here? Yoshidora just not able to do a whole lot of anything. Ryuoh eventually scared into the shield, was able to take advantage with the grab, and Yoshidora is able to survive the nair with enough power on it, just enough juice. You're able to sort of push him out. Almost like a sumo wrestler with the Supati. That is the force with which Yoshidora is able to hit. And we'll call that a victory via Oshidashi. Certainly one of the Shimpan will have the time on that, and we are going to go to a game 5. I may have watched a little bit of sumo this week. Can you tell? Shout out to Onosato, as a matter of fact. New Yokozuna actually won the tournament in Osaka this past March. It was one of the tournaments that he had to win on his way to becoming a Yokozuna, in fact. But you're not here for sumo facts. Unless you are here for Smash. It's not Sumabato, it's Sumabato. So we will continue on with the Smash Bros. At Pokemon Stadium. Finishing as we started at Pokemon Stadium 2. And almost exactly equal with the scores in Ryuoh. Lifetime set count against Yoshidora, I believe, actually, one of those Sumabatos lost to Yoshidora in a pretty close set as well, but it's going to be Ryuoh with the ever so slight advantage, and at 52%, it's about as perfect a start as you can ask for. If you're Ryuoh, you're able to leverage that position and move around with relative freedom, and it's freedom that you've earned, in fact. Yoshidora trying to leverage that stage advantage. Able to secure it yet until he does. Yoshidora only ceding 48 points worth of damage. Now we are at 2 stocks apiece. Ryuoh, all time, is 1-6 against Yoshidora. What a time this would be for a second set victory. Yoshidora trying to build it back. Ryuoh trying to deny him, and indeed sends him into the great beyond. And Yoshidora, yet again, staring into the abyss of bracket elimination at losers top 16. What can Yoshidora do? This Diddy at 123, perhaps you can find this hit, but how are you going to build it back? Ryuoh looking for more, perhaps finding more. This run of form, it only came recently, this last loss. That first win against Yoshidora, but Yoshidora was able to find that victory. The only win that Ryuoh has on record is in losers semifinals of a Sumabato, the 43rd edition. That's over a year ago. Almost a year ago, excuse me. No, in fact, that's over a year ago. Folks, I'm so excited I can't even do math. And Yoshidora right now on the very edge, riding the knife's edge of elimination, and perhaps finding themselves cut at the behest of these banana peels. Folks, they're more dangerous than you think. What can we say? Back air is not finding the mark. Well shielded by Ryuoh. And what can you find here? Ryuoh running out of opportunities, but Yoshidora certainly running out of time. You're at triple digits. You need this KO. Every single trade benefits Ryuoh, and Yoshidora knows it. Ryuoh is playing so well, but it is indeed going to be Yoshidora finding that last hit. Here we are, Ryuoh, Yoshidora, one stock each. But Ryuoh with the decisive advantage still. Ryuoh was able to take that game too with some cheeky play off of the ledge. And a cheeky play with the backpack. There are a few stocks that Yoshidora could want back, but you have no time to regret now. You can only review the VODs later. And Ryuoh playing keep away, trying to get Yoshidora, trying to catch him on a bad approach. But when you have the hitboxes of Yoshi in the air, can you call any approach bad? Gets tilted yet again. Forward air into up air. Nice little combo. Good damage output as well. But it's going to be the grab on the monkey flip that puts Yoshidora on the apex of elimination. Almost finding it. Forward air, however. Ryuoh hanging on. And all of a sudden, it's Ryuoh in an ever so slight bit of danger. It gets caught! Yoshidora! How did he survive? Yoshidora! This is what you do when you're a top player in the world! You find a way! And Ryuoh gets eliminated! We'll have